Welcome back to Anfield Insight, where we bring you the latest updates and insights on all things Liverpool. Today we are going to be reviewing Liverpool's 3-0 win at home to Bournemouth. 3 goals in the first half helped Liverpool defeat Bournemouth 3-0, making up for their loss to Nottingham Forest. Semenyo appeared to have scored after just 4 minutes, which was around the same time that AC Milan scored against us, but VAR disallowed the goal. Following an extended period of one-way play for the home team, a blunder by stand-in Kelleher gave Bournemouth another chance via Semenyo. Thankfully, though, the Irishman was there to save himself with a quick stop. Kepa Arrizabalaga was drawn to Luis Diaz's dashing run after Ibrahima Konate arrowed a ball up for him, giving Liverpool the lead via Route 1. And the Colombian was able to score for 1-0 after beating the approaching goalie. Within a minute, Diaz doubled the score as Liverpool surged forward. Trent Alexander-Arnold found the number 7 as he drifted into space, setting him up for an easy finish. Darwin Núñez, not to be outdone, scored a spectacular goal to celebrate his first start of the season. The Uruguayan drove into the box, cut to his left, and curled past Kepa after Imo Sulla touched Konate's long ball through. After the restart, Liverpool needed some time to settle down, but they picked up speed in the engine room. All 3 midfield players displayed great movement in confined spaces, and Ryan Gravenberch challenged Kepa with a potent long-range shot. Rotation continued at the hour mark as Jones was sent on in an attempt to manage minutes before West Ham's visit, replacing Szoboszlai in a lineup that saw 4 changes from midweek. Sulla and Núñez frequently found themselves in each other's way, but the Reds never gave up despite some incredible play patterns. With just 18 minutes remaining, Diaz was replaced by the Italian Federico Chiesa, who made his Premier League debut at left wing. The second half ended with Liverpool winning 3-0 as Chiesa showed encouraging indications, while Kelleher made a fantastic stop to deny Bournemouth substitute Sinisterra. After the game slot spoke about Núñez and said this: "Darwin Núñez has had to be patient. He has worked hard in training, trying to get better like we all have. He has waited for his chance, and today he was excellent. We are now going to be rating each player's performances out of 10. Kelleher gets an 8 out of 10. Kelleher got the opportunity to start for the first time since early April due to another injury sustained by Alisson. He was more than capable of keeping the ball out of his goal when the situation demanded it, even though he was the one who had created his own pressure by allowing himself to be closed down. You can understand why the Irishman is eager to play frequently, and he is deserving of it because of his fast thinking late in the game to preserve a clean sheet." Next up is right-back Trent Alexander-Arnold, who gets a solid 7 out of 10. By his high standards, Alexander-Arnold gave a good, if not amazing, performance. His strongest defensive plays were what allowed him to set up Luis Diaz's second goal. In the end, according to FOTMob, he lost more duels than he won, 5, lost 6, as Bournemouth put more pressure on his defense in the second half. Next up is Konate, who gets an 8 out of 10. Konate was involved in a lot of possession when the Reds tried to recycle possession, which would have given Bournemouth hope that he wouldn't ping a spectacular ball to set up Diaz. He was in the thick of things all the time, finishing the afternoon with 124 touches, 29 more than the next best player, and winning all 4 of his aerial duels. Next up is the skipper Van Dijk, who also gets an 8 out of 10. The skipper had the vibe of making everything look easy, dealing with everything that came his way in a very composed way. Attempting to create at the opposite end of the pitch, he executed a fantastic first touch off the back of a set piece. Despite being turned down, we're admiring how effortlessly he plays. Next up is left-back Robertson, who gets a solid 7 out of 10. Clearly benefiting from the midweek break, he played one of his best games of the season. The Scot was productive with the ball and put up a lot of effort to regain possession. Next up is Gravenberch, who gets a solid 8 out of 10. Because of the confidence he's been gaining this season and the fact that his name has rightfully become known across Anfield, his body positioning to win back or protect the ball is enjoyable to watch. Again, there were many strong runs forward and game-breaking passes, including a game-high 11 passes into the final third. A strong candidate for man of the match. Next is Mac Allister, who gets an 8 out of 10. To be honest, the Argentine's passing game is absurd. He started the game with a half volley that went straight to Sulla's feet, and that alone was enough of an assist. McAllister was kept very busy in both halves and both transitions. Next up is Soboslai, who gets a 7 out of 10. He managed to locate gaps in the defense, but once more, he had the opportunity to make better choices with the last pass. With the Reds leading 3-0 given his quiet performance, Slot decided it was best to have him clock out shortly after the hour mark. Now on to the front three. First up is Sulla, who gets a 7 out of 10. By setting up Nunez for a goal, Sulla made sure it wouldn't be 3 games without a goal or an assist, but he would have been disappointed not to convert his own opportunities. He was able to hit all 4 of his shots on target, did a lot of things well, and it was encouraging that Liverpool could win the game without him scoring a goal in order to take the 3 points. Next up is goalscorer Nunez, who also gets a 7 out of 10. Arne Slot had hoped that his team would bring him as much as we can in the position for him to be a threat, and his right-wing partnership with Sulla most definitely accomplished that. He produced a superb curling shot that went in off the upright during the 1-2 with Sulla. You could see the relief on his face right away. Nunez stopped opportunities in their tracks with a couple poorly executed passes, but he also made several crucial runs off the ball to draw opponents away. Next up is man of the match Luis Diaz, who gets an 8 out of 10. Enthusiastic from the beginning, and he was rewarded with 2 goals in a short period of time. For his first, it was important to be aware of the need to move around the keeper. For his second, a neat touch was essential. Diaz seemed to test Kepa Arrizabalaga at every opportunity he had, and was really causing problems offensively for Bournemouth throughout the game. Now for the subs. First is Jones, who gets a 6 out of 10. Shifted to a deeper midfield position and worked well with McAllister. Next up is Chiesa, who gets a 6 out of 10. His first action upon being subbed on was a shot, which gives us an idea of what to expect. The final sub, Cody Gakpo, gets a 7 out of 10. During his little time on the pitch, he was able to produce 3 opportunities. And now finally moving on to Slot, who gets an 8 out of 10. Midweek, he received the response from his side, but returning to form at Anfield was equally crucial. Arne Slot must have been happy to see Nunez grab his chance because although Liverpool were tested in spots, an incredible 11-minute period in the first half was sufficient to take the game away from Bournemouth. Getting back on track, all eyes will be on his performance in next week's League Cup match against West Ham. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel to not miss any match reviews or news.